It don't apply to me. Why can't you see? It's a government conspiracy for kind of control of your heart and soul. It's all in your head. It's all in your head.
And I'm Cece Burnett on this 20th day of March, 2020. And let's not waste any time because we have a lot to talk about tonight. If you haven't heard, there is a contagious virus coming out of China and there seems to be no stopping it. Images from Wuhan show how a hospital for thousands was built overnight to house the sick from this virus. Such an action as this must give us pause. So please, America, be careful and aware. COVID-19 looks like nothing to play with. And in other news, monastic nuns may be masked for local hospitals out of old habits.
I don't have to wear a mask if I don't want to. And when I go to exercise, I might stand beside you. It's my constitutional privilege to disregard the health of the village. I don't have to sanitize if I don't want to. It don't apply to me. Why can't you see? It's a government conspiracy for kind of control of your heart and soul. It's all in your head. Only 100,000 dead. It's all in your head.
Dean died 3 days after the lockout started. New York was a madhouse. It was crazy. It was a ghost town. I talked to him the day before. He wasn't feeling well, coughing and wheezing. Although he was the healthiest person I knew. Heroic smoothies in the morning, weightlifting. He was a fucking health guru. Muscles for days. When he went to the emergency room, they said he didn't look sick enough, so they sent him home, even though he had a fever. The ICU units were full. Hospital was a madhouse. Not enough masks, not enough help, not enough ventilators. There were refrigerated trucks parked out front filled with dead bodies. 18-wheelers used for frozen fruits and vegetables, bird's eye, and golden kernel of Jolly Green Giant corn. Not had dead bodies in them. I still won't eat fruits or vegetables if they're frozen anymore. I reached out to him, I called him for 2 days, and when nobody answered, finally a friend who lived nearby went over. When nobody answered the door, he got the super and they found him in his dead alone. Imagine that. No friends, family 2,000 miles away. Alone. Reality is I wasn't very close to Dean. Although he'd become one of my closest friends. I talked to him every day. He became a great support system for me when I had a very dramatic breakup. It was like the 80s all over again. Hundreds and thousands of people were dropping like flies. I called a friend in the South, And they said the whole thing was a hoax. A hoax. I'm in my apartment, the sirens going off 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hoax. You know, they say you never know what's going to happen until you get it, and I got COVID. I got COVID and I survived it. I survived COVID, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It's like I dodged 2 bullets. First AIDS, and then COVID. And I don't know why. I guess I get back to the community. I think it's important to care and share with people who need the support. But I know that someday I too will probably die alone. Oh, it's like he's all around us, isn't it? And just wish I could see his smile.
This is the news show to watch. Kelly Ingram tonight. And tonight's news. Looks like Democrats are still trying to turn this flu like China virus into something more than it is. Liberal New Yorkers have closed down the city and are wearing masks like it's Halloween. Oh, my goodness. What they will do to try to get rid of such a gem of a president is ours. Stay tuned for more hydrochloroquine news. Is it a miracle drug or just plain God's gift to the world? And later, Tucker will entertain you as only he can with a kazoo in an underwater submergible tank. Something he learned during the shutdown.
It don't apply to me. Why can't you see? It's a government conspiracy. Draconic control of my heart and soul. It's all in your head. Only 300,000 dead. It's all in your head.
The lockdown happened. And at first I thought it was just going to be for a few weeks. But believe you me, I was ready to take full advantage of it. Finally, a chance to force myself to do something for me for a change. And not my children, and my grandchildren, and my mother, and my ex-husband, Frank. I settled in, just like everyone else. I did my shopping online. Oh. And I slept in the mornings and stayed up as late as I wanted, binge watching with the best of them. I saw The Lion King. She killed her husband. Oh, and that marvelous Mrs. Myrtle show. That was good. Oh, that drugged up lady that played chess. I really like that one. And I finally got the hang of using Zoom. I did acting classes on Zoom and dance. Oh, that was so much fun. After a while, though, I did get tired of doing nothing. And I missed being needed and helping other people. I went to see my mother in the nursing home, but they only let me visit her from outside through a window and talk to her on my cell phone. I was still afraid to go outside, really. My kids didn't want me catching COVID. Well, they were working from home now, and my grandkids were doing school on Zoom. So they didn't need my help. And Frank, I just told him that I didn't want to get COVID from him. And I didn't want to give it to him. I had a spiritual awakening. I lost 20 pounds. And I started writing again and meditating and doing yoga. Oh, I never felt better in my life. I'm more alone in my life. Then, oh my God, like from God or Spirit, it was Roscoe. I never knew that I needed him so much. I was all alone, just sitting at home, too afraid to go out, filled with fear and doubt. But there's someone who I can rely on. I call him my little guy. He's kind of shy, but without him I would die. Roscoe, my turtle, always smiles at me in the morning. He don't know nothing about no COVID, 'cause his only job is to love me. Yeah. Oh, Roscoe. There's so much confusion. Is this real or an illusion? Don't know what to do. I don't even have a clue. But Roscoe, my turtle, always smiles at me in the morning. He don't know nothing about no COVID, 'cause his only job is to love me. Yeah. Oh, Roscoe. Roscoe, my turtle. And I'm good. I don't think I'll ever go back to the way I used to be. Thank you, COVID.
I was so bored and lonely. I lived alone. And like everyone, of course, in the beginning, I was terrified. I heard from friends how contagious this COVID virus was. So I limited my going out. I only went, out for groceries. And I would try to buy groceries for 2 weeks at a time. So I wouldn't have to go out as often. You know what I mean? Well, I was just feeling so desperate. And Every time I go out, I hurry home and I would just wash my hands to the happy birthday song. You know, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. I hope I never have to sing that stupid song ever again after this is all over. Well, I was feeling really desperate by May. Really missing people. And a friend of mine called and he said, do you want to go hiking? And I thought, is it safe? Is it safe to go hiking and driving? Should I wear a mask? Could we get COVID to each other? I really wanted to go. Really wanted to go, and I thought, okay, whatever. I'm going out. So I told my friend yes. 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 Yes! Yes! Oh, and when he pulled up in his car, he was not wearing a mask, but I was wearing a mask, and I thought it was polite if I wear a mask. And he is not wearing a mask, so I hesitated when I asked him. I said, okay, can I take my mask off? And he said, it's okay. You can take your mask off if you want. I can take my mask off if I want. So I did it. I took the mask off and we went hiking. Maskless in nature, surrounded by people, and we hiked for hours. It was so delightful. I felt free. Oh, I felt so free, maskless in nature. Oh. Oh, but when I got home, I washed my hands to that song. To me, and and before I could dry my hands, I called him up and I said, let's go again, every week. And we went hiking. You know what I mean? Maskless in nature. Oh, I felt so free. No people. No tourists. No traffic. Just nature. Maskless. Oh, I miss that. Really miss that. I wanted more than just the park. I thought, where else can we go? Where is there less COVID? Where can we be free in nature? So I looked up this vineyard. Let's go there. And we went. And we took advantage of the place. No people, no tourists, no traffic, just nature. Maskless and free. Oh. I started to feel safe. No, better than safe. I got balls. I said, we're going to go every week hiking. Where else can we go? Where can we go in nature? Where can we be maskless? Together in nature. It's time to listen to nature, if you know what I mean. So I decided I am not going to limit myself anymore. Nope, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. I'm not going to wear a mask when I don't have to. And I think we should all listen to nature, if you know what I mean. So I was all done with COVID. I was all done with the mask. And I decided I am never singing happy birthday to you ever again.
This is Cece Burnett, and June 2020 looks promising as COVID cases fall. Talk of a second wave seems impossible as Americans are working together, social distancing, masking up, and washing hands. Now, if our president would just come on board, we might be back to work and school by fall. Thank you, America, for following the rules and keeping each other safe. And stay tuned for coverage of the 7 p.m. cheering of our nurses and doctors.
First time I left my shift and went outside with some of my coworkers to hear that applause, I cried. And Stephen and I have been crazed, running from patient to patient for I don't know how long. All day. I just lost this patient, a grandmother who I was just talking to the other day. She's turned 80 and her her children all wanted to throw her a surprise birthday party. 7 of them, and they all came down with COVID. The son and daughter were down the hall, and when I went to check on them, the daughter had passed and the son was on a ventilator, and it didn't look good. I couldn't tell her. She was there crying and asking about her children, and I couldn't say anything. Here I was on the 3rd day with the same mask, telling person after person that everything's going to be okay. Running down the hall looking for something, anything, for some hope. Last week, Cheryl, the nurse that trained me 7 years ago, went home feeling sick. And now she's in the ICU in bed 7. I've got children, parents, and grandparents. I've got 2 dogs and a cat that I can't even touch. My husband's home from work, and we don't even know if I'll ever be able to work again. And we just bought a house. And I have to work. I have to work. I get home and the children are crying because they don't know what to do. I stop in the carport and I take my clothes off and change into a robe because it keeps them away. I jump in the shower and I just break down. I think I've got that grandmother and those kids and my kids. A surprise party? Jesus. Some surprise party. And I pray. I pray for Mrs. Gonzalez, and I come to work and she's dead. And I try to get up the courage to say, you'll be okay. But I have no idea if they'll be okay. Not. I get out of the shower and I get dressed and I can't even hug my own kids. I'm worried about my husband and then I come out of work and I hear that applause. And all of a sudden it's like I'm on stage. Like it's a play and it's some kind of show. And the curtains come down and the cheers and the applause surround me. And I take my bow. And I go home.
This is Kelly Ingram. The rising COVID numbers have nothing to do with the president holding maskless rallies without social distancing all over America. And although 300,000 Americans a day are getting COVID, there is still only a 2% chance of death. In the grand scheme of things, 6,000 dead Americans out of that, it's not all that many when you think about it. I mean, after all, there's over 340 million of us. And in other news, people have been adopting more pets during COVID than ever before, leaving many shelters empty.
COVID, it's all anybody talks about anymore. It's exhausting. In my whole life, nothing like this has ever happened. Nobody's ever shut down the city. Mark my words. This is not about disease, it's about control. Wear a mask, stand 6 feet apart. Come on, I'm not falling for that. Take your COVID worry somewhere else. I don't even know anybody who's had COVID, and yet I can't get a manicure. And these masks. You can't tell if somebody's smiling at you, making a face. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the whole damn thing. I wish it would just go the hell away. And there's are drugs that work for this disease. Did you know that? But are we using them? No. Why? Because the Democrats won't let us. It's just another legal conspiracy to control us. They're trying to kill us all off. You don't see those Antifa marchers walking around dying all the time. And they don't wear masks. You know why that is? Because they're communists. Heard anybody die of the flu this year? No, right? No. It's all COVID. I heard from a cab driver whose niece has a friend who's a nurse that hospitals are lying to the state about COVID cases because they get more money if they call something COVID. Heart attack, COVID, slip and fall, COVID, stroke, COVID, gonorrhea, chlamydia, crabs, COVID, 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 follow the money! Oh, nobody listens to me. And hydroxychloroquine! It's a proven COVID drug! Are we using it? No. And, ivermectin. Makes you better just like that. Are we handing those out in hospital and grocery store parking lots? No, just the Bill Gates and Dolly Parton vaccines with the hidden trackers inside them. And why is that? Because hospitals are run by bleeding heart liberals. All I'm saying is if the real winner of this election, Donald J. Trump, were in office now, we'd be COVID-free and nobody would be dying. I'm just saying. I don't even know why I bother talking to you people. Nobody listens. I gotta go anyway. I think I ate too much turkey. Tell your father to get our coats. And for God's sake, call me once in a while. You only get one mother. I love you. I'll see you at Christmas.
It don't apply to me. Why can't you see? It's a government conspiracy, draconic control of your heart and soul. It's all in your head. Only 600,000 dead. It's all in your head.
I've been doing hair for, well, as far back as I can remember. I used to take my dolls, get them all lined up, and play beauty shop. Well, I wasn't doing anything pretty back then. But when I got the chance to do beauty at Votech in high school, woo, I jumped at that chance. By the time prom came around, I was doing everyone's hair. Then my parents died 3 years ago. Well, we took that little bit of money and bought out Deidre's hair and nail salon up on Main. And I just finished paying off the loan. And now, I mean, they say there's money for small businesses, but I haven't seen any. And like, if I don't make some real money in the meantime, I'm gonna lose this place. My parents' money, my dream. So, I've been sneaking around. All over town. Cutting hair. I go in the back when no one's around, pull out my kit, get to work, and sneak on back out. I feel like a cat burglar. I feel addicted. ribbons to cut. And that's all I had. So, I've been sneaking around all over town because of COVID. You know, we were doing much real good up until the shutdown. So, I'm just saying, please, if you know anyone needs a little snip snip, I'm just saying, I'm your girl. Beware, there's things in the air. Bacteria, smoke, and tiny viri. How do you get it?
Get it.
Can't we just forget it?
Forget it.
It's a Chinese virus, according to the poets. I'm certain my services are essential.
Essential.
'Cause when I look at you, I'm sad. This is what I was born to do. And if my shop closes, I'm through. Let me show you your potential. I'll make you preferential. If you just let me do your hair. A perm, a cut, a bob. Even at home, no one wants to look like a slob. People on TV need an appointment with me. Covered hair's not cool. Covered hair is cruel. Please let me do your hair. A perm, a cut, a bob. Even at home, no one wants to look like a slob. Let me show you your potential. I'll keep it confidential. If you just let me do your hair.
This is CC Burnett with great news. The COVID vaccine is now available to all. Biden's rollout is a hit, and more Americans are getting vaccinated than we ever thought would. If Americans can keep this up, the Democrats will look great, and Americans can be out of this lockdown and COVID craziness once and for all. And the Tiger King, once on everyone's lips, now a forgotten memory. How easy we forget at 11.
It don't apply to me. Why can't you see? It's a government conspiracy. Draconic control of your heart and soul. It's all in your head. Only 732,000 dead. It's all in your head. I mean, really? 732,000 people dead? It's all in your head? This is crazy. I quit.
Kelly Ingram here reminding you that although Republicans helped fight for the COVID vaccine and get it rushed out and in place, they have now decided, as all Americans are lining up and getting the shots, that it's too soon and wrong for Americans. And in fact, we don't like masks. They steal our freedom and mess with our children's heads. We are now saying the vaccine is Biden's, and don't you nights and Zoom happy hour drinking have gotten way out of control.
Oh, I hate Zoom. My name is Conrad, and I'm a Zoomophobic. I got so sick of all the invites to parties from friends. Zoom happy hours, Zoom karaoke sessions, Zoom disco dance parties, Zoom phone calls. I never actually wanted to see the people I talked to, or look at myself for extended periods of time. I mean, Zoom doesn't make me feel closer to anybody. Zoom makes me feel queasy. Zoom makes me feel nauseous. I mean, I know I sometimes confuse people with my gregarious nature, but all true introverts know that solitude is the way we recharge our batteries. I love solitude. Solitude is my friend. You can always count on solitude. I love it. I really do. I mean, this is the me you never see, or I guess you never saw before Zoom. When the lockdown started and people started reaching out, all I could do was retreat. I stayed in bed for 3 weeks. I started having panic attacks. And then on top of that, my job required me to Zoom every day for hours on end. I mean, who knew that one social platform or internet platform would rule the world? I mean, did anybody Zoom before Zoom? I didn't. I mean, the whole world's changed. Our lives have changed, and I'm not sure I like the new normal any better than I like Zoom. And you know what makes it worse? My therapist said I should write a song about it. So, can you help me out? All right, I know you're all feeling this. Come on, just let it roll, okay? So, I'm going to need your help on the chorus, all right? So, I'm going to sing a verse, and then you'll come in on the chorus, and you'll simply do this. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. All right, I'll sing the verse, and then y'all come in on the chorus, okay?
Got it. All right.
Zoom in my head, zoom in my bed,